Alright, match 5. We're playing for the 5-0 again. Feels pretty good. And I will definitely keep. This is very much where Bomat Courier is a lot better than Bone Crusher Giant. And let's see. You know, like definitely that Spirits matchup. Like, I guess the thing, Bone Crusher Giant is just not very good in the Spirits matchup. Because the Stomp is just not very useful against most Spirits, and the matchup is so much about brutal efficiency that it's just kind of hard to get value out of either half. It's not to say Bone Crusher is a bad card. Like it's very good in the mirror for one thing. It's very good against traditional Prowess. Yeah, same for you, I'm guessing. GLHF. Yeah, let's see here. Yep. Let's see if they force negation this. Okay. Yeah, let's wait on Lightning Bolt. I mean, we could. Yeah, I'll probably just hold on to it. I don't know, though. Playing it out of hand, though, is also good, because, but I don't think we should necessarily play as though we're actually going to be able to crack Bomat. Yeah, let's just attack, hopefully score another point of damage. It's probably going to eat a Lightning Bolt here, or maybe not. Alright, but let's definitely play this. And I say let's ditch a Bolt and a Lightning Bolt and a Firebolt. Might seem weird to ditch a Lightning Bolt, but like there's a decent chance the token we generate could deal more than 3 damage in the course of the game. And even if it only deals 2, probably the fact that we didn't have to spend a mana on it will make up for that. Plus, on top of that, it's you know, like we could use the extra land too. Uro. Oh, Teferi. All right, probably is going to bounce the Bomat. I think that has to take place. Yeah, but that's a good feeling though. Yeah, so let's attack with Teferi, peg leg, and feels pretty good. Let's light up the stage again. Alright, feels pretty good. Let's get a Soul Scar out here. And this is a pretty good board presence if they don't have a Supreme Verdict. I think they'll have to take a decent amount of damage if they do. We'll see. Definitely representing like they got a Supreme Verdict. We could... Nah, we're not gonna... Jace. Jace is significantly less scary than Supreme Verdict here. I think that makes sense. I mean, that can't feel good for them, but at the same time, yeah. Yeah, let's just Lava Dart it. Gotta get this out of our hand anyway. So, let's see here. Do we have lethal? We're getting 6, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, we got lethal. And we can flashback Lava Dart on them if necessary. Or flashback Lava Dart on the Jace if necessary. Opponent disconnected. I guess that happens sometimes. Opponent had a severe shortage of removal in the early game. They do play red, so Lightning Bolt's probably in there somewhere, but didn't show up in time. It's kind of AWOL when needed. You know, in retrospect, it might have been correct to lead on Lava Dart on the Jace. That might have flushed out a Force of Negation. Unlikely. But it would have made it so that and then maybe we should have just led on double Lightning Bolt, because then if they Force a Negation one, I don't know. Maybe we should have actually led on the double Lightning Bolt. If they Force a Negation one, then we could Lava Dart the Jace maybe. Now then we wouldn't need to Lava Dart the Jace, then we could just attack it. So yeah, it would have been correct to lead on the double Lightning Bolt, because then we knew we had it if they didn't Force Negation one. But if they Force Negation one, then we could attack the Jace and we wouldn't have to flashback the Lava Dart. But you know, so it goes. Hopefully this isn't the opponent like giving up or something. I don't think so. I mean, sometimes it's just that like the game kind of crashes when you do this. I hope it's not us secretly. You know, just in I don't want to lose the video, so like I'm hesitant. Let's do a lag check. Okay, it's not us because it immediately showed up in the chat. There's other convoluted ways you can find out if it's you, but one of the easiest ways is just type something in chat. If it appears, then you're connected. If it doesn't, then secretly your timer might be running out, not theirs. All right, I want to rejoin the game. I'll probably just play the Seasoned Pyromancer out if they counter it. I'll probably flashback the Lava Dart, then play the Seasoned Pyro. If they have double Force Negation, they have double Force Negation, but then they really have to have Supreme Verdict because they only have 2 cards left in hand. Then 3 cards on their turn, then 4 cards with Jace. So actually, they'll be restocked. Actually, that's the power of Jace. Okay, let's see. It's almost been 10 minutes, and I think like 3 or 4 minutes of this has been waiting with Lightning Bolt on the stack. Yeah, you know, can't say we didn't see that coming. Let's try to end Jace's put Jace out of its misery. All right, and I think I'll still just play Seasoned Pyro. Just very powerful card. Good to take the opportunity to get it to resolve. And Omnath, though, will gain them a bunch of life, so that is something to think about. I don't know if it's going to be enough, though. An Omnath plus a fetch land will gain them 4 life up to 7, but then if they crack it down to 6, then they gain 5. Then they can play what's it called? Hour of Hour of Promise. Like actually, Omnath can let them make some pretty crazy comebacks actually. So we know they're playing Omnath. So Lava Dart is good, but you know, Lava Dart might be the most might be the weakest link, as it were. And Firebolt is obviously good. Yeah, I think Lava Dart's the weakest link here. I mean, it's definitely a good card, but it's just the rest of these cards are just better at dealing with Omnath, and Omnath must go. Make no mistake about it. Good thing they made Omnath legendary, because that totally made it balanced. Sarcasm. I mean, you know, like obviously we don't feel like Omnath like makes this a very bad matchup for us or anything, but like I really feel for burn players. I think there's a reason why we almost never see burn anymore, and I think it's just the stupidity that is Uro just, you know, being free life gain. You know, of course you got Stoneforge Mystics, but I never found that to be too much of an issue even in Legacy burn. So like that's the thing actually, when people are saying Stoneforge Mystic would make burn unplayable, I'm like, well, it doesn't make burn unplayable in Legacy, so why would it do so in Modern? They're like, well, Legacy's more powerful. Legacy has Force of Will. I mean, I guess you have Force of Negation, but you know, like, and now you've got Force of Negation and Force of Will in Legacy. I don't know. Yeah, I never thought Stoneforge Mystic really made burn unplayable. I mean, to be sure, it definitely makes, you know, the mid-range strategies that can play Stoneforge Mystic a bit more favored. Maybe even noticeably more favored. It definitely allows more games to be stolen via sneaking a Batter Skull into play. It also gives you a good thing to play for, even if the Stoneforge dies. Just, you know, having a turn 5 play that gives you the ability to start gaining life later in the game. I am aware of that. I've played Batter Skull decks against burn in the past, specifically like a mono white brew type deck I used to play. It was always like not very super favored against burn. Mid-range strategies in general aren't, but and first time the type of deck I was playing was more mid-rangey. It was not Death and Taxes, but anyway. But yeah. So, but the point is I think what's killing burn is all this free life gain. Like, Uro would probably totally be. I think Uro would totally be playable even without the life gain, but it's just free life gain stapled to something that doesn't need to be. And then Uro just gains life freely, just as long as you wait until turn 5, which it doesn't even have to be turn 5, as long as you wait until. I mean, geez, like so you see, turn 2 you can play Growth Spiral. Turn 3 you can play Uro. So I mean, well, I guess it's not likely to be before turn 4, but anyway, you guys, as early as at least turn 4, pretty consistently, you could start playing Omnath and immediately playing a land, immediately gaining 4 life, and there's nothing the opponent can do about it. And also playing mana to recuperate that, that's kind of rough. Like, that just immediately undoes a Boros Charm. It's kind of rough. I mean, it's kind of rough even for us, because obviously like, against control decks, we're the beatdown. But we're not as, like, we got a lot more ways to refill than traditional burn, so you know. And, goodness me. Goodness me. It's quite the, quite the pause. I guess, considering what hand to keep. And being up a game and almost having 10 minutes off the clock, I mean, it definitely increases the odds that we'll do well. But nothing is guaranteed at all, and especially these control decks, they unlike the control decks of the past, they can finish pretty quickly. Which is like, you know, I mean, they're very powerful, but also at least it's kind of nice that the games don't like linger on forever. It's actually more frustrating when the control decks just sit around and like, yeah, dirtle for like 20 turns. That's like, actually, that's torture, actually. That's a, I mean, you know, not to make light of actual torture, but that's like the Magic equivalent of torture. It's like, it's worse than combo, it's worse than everything, if the opponent's just locking up the game. And I mean, sure, you could concede, but like, we all know every once in a while, an extremely unlikely sequence of events happens, where you can like string together some burn spells, or you can do something to somehow come back. It's very rare, but I mean, if anybody's played Magic long enough knows that you've been able to steal, you know, like some number of games here and there, very small percentage, but you have been able to, and like, that's the thing, you know, like, it's the play to win. It's the thing that's like, you really want to play to win, but it just like punishes you so bad the vast majority of the time for playing to win. It's just horrible. And I do kind of like the way, if there's one thing good to be said about Uro, I do like the way it, alright, well, let's see here. Fortunately, they didn't enable Spectacle for us. How rude. Yeah, we'll just, get to work on their graveyard. If we draw land, do we play Firebolt into light up the stage? That is the question. Probably. Question is, if we don't draw land, do we cycle Relic? Again, probably. It sucks because Relic can be a very important line of defense against Uro, but we're just going to lose if we go long enough without drawing a land. It's just the way it is. Excuse me for the yawn. Please land, yes. Yeah, let's, we could wait one turn. I mean, nah. Alright, well, this might deter an Omnath next turn. And if they don't play any creatures, then I guess we make our move to try to slam Blood Moon. I don't know. In a way, it's kind of bad that we hit Flame Slash, because ideally we'd kind of want them to slam Omnath, and then hopefully go Shields down for Blood Moon. But the fact that we've got Flame Slash sitting here heavily disincentivizes them to just feed an Omnath to it. So I might just, if they don't play anything, I might just feed a Seasoned Pyromancer to whatever their counterspell of choice is. I mean, I could feed a Blood Moon to it. The reality is, because Blood Moon is susceptible to Force Negation, but Seasoned Pyromancer isn't, it does mean that that even if they tap out, Blood Moon is not as safe. On the other hand, given their mana base the way it is, and Blood Moon basically being an I win button, there is something to be said about playing it a little more conservatively. Because if you had a card that just says, I win the game if this resolves, you know, like, definitely playing around counter magic becomes very important. And unless they produce a basic, Blood Moon is basically like an I win the game button. If it resolves. And that's crazy if you think about it, like, 3 mana, you win the game. Like, very few cards have that kind of power. Even Chalice on 1 wishes it had that kind of power. That's close, though. Chalice on 1 against a deck like ours is actually fairly close to an I win button, but not quite. But Blood Moon in a multicolor deck, ideally a deck without any red in it, without a single basic, that is basically I win, because it also shuts off your ability to deal with the moon. Because red doesn't really have answers to enchantments, so that ain't good. That's not good design if you think about it. Blood Moon makes all, like, if, yeah, Blood Moon makes your lands into, I hope the opponent doesn't consider this to be disrespectful or something, but, okay. So to slam Blood Moon or to slam Seasoned Pyromancer. I'm gonna feed Seasoned Pyromancer to the, you know. Oh, well maybe, man, if Blood Moon would have resolved, that would have been crazy. Yeah, I think we'll do it like that. The good thing about this is that even if they didn't have an answer to Blood Moon, there is something to be said about just getting on board with you know, with some pressure, because now now they've got to start tapping some mana presumably, otherwise they'll take 4 damage every turn, which is not good for them. Plus next turn we've got the deceptive play to attack and then play light out the stage for 1, and then hopefully they cryptic command it or something, and then we hopefully sneak a Blood Moon in there. The old game of trying to sneak a Blood Moon, try to just slip it in there, like whoopsie. Yeah, of course, like not like literally cheating, of course. Like you got to tap three untap lands. Obviously, do not try just slipping a Blood Moon in there without tapping 3 lands. That is called cheating. That will get you disqualified. That also makes you a not good person, so you do not want to be that person. But I'm talking about just like slipping a Blood Moon in with enough mana. That's kind of the name of the game, you know. Just try to like produce threats and force them to have to deal with them. And like I said, and then while they're dealing with them, just try to like whoopsie slip a Blood Moon in there. It's like, ugh, like Charlie Brown. Oh, dang it though. But they do have the ability to get a basic. Well, I'm gonna do this right now because if they have Ren and 6, I don't want them to be able to bring it back. They did not get a basic. Hour of Promise. Ooh, Time Warp. Well. 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 Was not expecting that, to be honest. Another one? Okay. Alright. Actually, this is kind of concerning, because we don't really have the means to deal with it. Ideally, we draw like a Firebolt or something, because then we can attack it, try to finish it off with Firebolt, and then either it dies or we stick Blood Moon or both. It's pretty nice. I also really want to remove this Time Warp. I really don't want this sitting around being bought back. It's a very powerful effect. Definitely like the Mirage art a lot better than the more recent printings. Very strange art, but I do like it. Well, they have 1 blue, and 1 blue means that they do have the possibility of Aether Gust, even after Blood Moon is resolved, which is kind of disappointing. Man, they're taking such a long time though. Like, this is insane. They might time themselves out even if they do win. And I'll tell you what, we're definitely not conceding. I mean, like, I don't like doing this, winning on time, but like, come on. If they're going to take this long, what am I supposed to do? I don't get why it's so laggy. Come on, burn spell. It's not a burn spell. Alright, here's the plan. We're going to go everything to Teferi but one to them, so we can turn and light up the stage. And then we're going to play... Well, first we're actually going to eat the Time Warp, because that's a very powerful effect. And then we're going to light up the stage. They may counter this. And if they do, we'll try to slip a Blood Moon in there. Will it be enough? I don't know. I have no idea. But you know, if we hopefully we'll get like 2 burn spells with this. Huh. All right. Well, we'll try to slip the Blood Moon in here, because the thing is, these Swiftspears aren't, like, playing them now isn't going to do much. Probably they can hardcast Force Negation here. But hey, you know, we tried. Yep. Hopefully they, you know, what actually helped Teferi be a little more balanced is if you drew a card when you untap the 2 lands at end of turn. But anyway, whatever. Because the problem is they're probably going to draw a land, and then they can gum up the board. Which is, you know, not ideal. Huh. Fire Sprout. Okay. Oh, that's a running 6 is fairly good. Really good for them. Hopefully we just draw Lightning Bolt. That would be nice. We only saw 1 this game. Is that too much to ask for? Blood Moon would be not bad either. At least stem the token generation. Lava Dart might be pretty cool too. Make no mistake, we have draws. Oh, actually, I guess we don't have Lava Dart anymore. Amazing, though, that we're actually kind of coming back after that, missing our first land drop. That was kind of brutal. Alright, well, Force Negation, I don't think they're drawing a card anytime soon. Man, just land. Well, let's see if we can draw, like, Lightning Bolt, ideally. It's not Lightning Bolt. That's a disappointing bolt. We'll play it out, and I'll explain why. If they want to ping it down, be my guest. Because if they ping it down, that means they're not returning a land to hand. I would much rather them ping it than return the Flooded Strand. I suppose I could have flashbacked. I mean, I could have sacked Relic, but I kind of like just using my mana. Plus, also, like, I do have a bunch of value in here. Yeah, so they see what's up. They see the field is better value. We'll double block if they attack. At this point, we're almost incentivized to just stall the game. Should we Firebolt, or should we Flashback Season Pyro? Let's Flashback Season Pyro. It's uncounterable. Plus it lets us represent a relic activation, which even if we don't actually end up using, it's kind of nice. Man, they're really putting themselves in burn range, though. Still think I'm flashing back Season Pyromancer. Well, there goes the burn range. Opponent is like way too low on time, though. We drew so many lands, though. That's something to keep in mind for next game. Okay, let's play some Pyromancer. Blah, blah, blah. So we're gonna double block one of these, double block one of these, and I think that's that. Yeah, bottom. Alright, let's zap a zombie just to stall out a bit more. And this is definitely where them zapping our Bomat is probably becoming the right move. So they can zap it, but they're gonna have to like lightning bolt us, because we can chump a token and we can chump Omnath, and that and then we take 10 and go down to 2. Actually, if they can play enough lands, then they can deal 4 to us and finish us off, so there is that. Something to keep in mind. Well, let's double block. I'm a little surprised I didn't attack with Omnath. I guess they have a way to play another land. Maybe they got Uro in hand or something. Okay, yeah, they can produce another land. Put Aether Gust on top. Alright. Man, though, can they win in 1 minute? I don't think so. Like, what on earth happened here? Why did this take so long? But I mean, it works to our advantage, so I mean, I'm kind of frustrated that the game took this long, but considering that we're probably going to win, I guess I can't be too frustrated. But, like, why? Man, like, it's a little frustrating when the game takes this long. I don't know if it's just horrible lag or mana. Let's at least try to win a little bit, you know? Yeah, much better. Let's pull let's try to actually win. Let's try to actually win before 1 minute That would be pretty crazy if we could actually win in 1 minute. I think we're significantly more likely to win in 1 minute than they are. I don't see it happening. I don't see them winning in 30 seconds. Even with these control decks being able to win faster nowadays, I just don't see it happening. I'll play this. Yeah, and I like drawing those 2 cards. I actually kind of like our chances, even if we weren't going to win on time, but we are going to win on time. Bomat Courier is going to generate some value, and like this is just, yeah, it just is what it is, I guess. All right, well, hey, a win's a win, a trophy's a trophy. Didn't get to see how that would conclude, but I mean, we can hardly be blamed for the game stretching out so long. We did our best to finish it super quick. That just kept lagging. I mean, I guess we did purposely like stall the game a little bit towards the end, but like, come on. The opponent kept the game going so long. I guess, you know, it's kind of like, I don't know. Well, anyway, post league wrap up. Here we come.